Hi, everyone. Good morning and happy fall. Well, actually, it's been here for about a week. And quite frankly, we've had just about anything you'd want as far as weather is concerned, other than that four-letter word that starts with S. But we aren't even going to talk about that because today it's a three-letter word. It's sun. And along with me is Shelley Harrell, the market master down at the downtown Saginaw Farmers Market. Shelley, good morning. The weather is just beautiful out there.
It is gorgeous. There's not a bad thing in sight. The sky is blue. The sun is shining. We are happy to be here this morning.
Quite a difference, Shelley, from what it was a week ago. But the market was open a week ago, all the way through that crazy rain.
We were have no fail with a farmer. And we loaded up the tables and served plenty of folks, rain or shine.
Well, and not too long ago, we celebrated the Harvest Festival at the farmers market. And we not only had a lot of vendors, but we had a lot of people, didn't we?
We did, absolutely. Harvest Days went off swimmingly this season. We had a lot of activities for kids going on, and it was so much fun. And we've already had a meeting and beefing up for next year already. And we're 12 months out. So we really look forward to doing it all over again.
Well, and again, it's a matter of time because this is what now? Is this the second or the third year at the current location?
This is our fourth season.
Wow.
Our fourth season here. We've been here since 2017, and things are slowly and gradually catching on. We've had some difficulties in a few areas, but we've ironed out all those kinks. And still working on a few of them as well. But things are just gorgeous here. The pavilions are useful, and the space is fantastic for what we need.
Now, as we roll into fall, Shelley, the entire atmosphere changes quite a bit as far as not only what things look like, because we've got fall color, but also what the vendors are offering. Kind of give us some examples.
Anything that you are looking for when it comes to your harvest or Thanksgiving table, we've got it down here. We've got several vendors that are offering apples, all different types of apples. So if you're looking to do some applesauce or some crisps or any of that type of thing, you've got the apples available. There's all of these gorgeous outdoor decorations offered. This is Raphael's Produce over here. They have a few mums available, even some really gorgeous handmade planters. We also have every kind of squash you can think of. Those winter squash, it's a great thing to go ahead and pick up, and because they keep, as well as onions right now. If you grab those items that you can store throughout the winter right now, you'll be ahead of the game, because purchasing at the market gives you a $2 squash versus at the grocery store for a $5 squash. And like I said, they keep. You can buy a winter squash and keep it for months, as long as it is in a cool, dry area. And you have no issues with December grabbing one of those out and cooking it up. And we have lots of offerings on the squash. Over here's Raphael's. What I just showed you was Tim Family Farm. And there's all those peppers down there. Peppers keep a long while as well. And the peppers are easily dried, made into sauces, all of that type of thing. We have the last of like green beans and okra and that type of stuff coming out of the fields right now, but they're still available. All of that fresh stuff that you normally would get in the spring or summer months. Our weather has cooperated, and those things are still being harvested. We've got Davis Farms over here, and they've got all of that good kale and that good stuff that's still coming out of the field. And then King Farms, they are also still into some summer squash, if you can believe that. They live a little bit further north, so everything for them is just a little bit behind. So good thing for you and all of our shoppers that you can grab those things up well into almost October. You can see down there they've got some pickles, and then the zucchini and summer squash available, a few red beets as well. It's a great place to stop for the greens, purple hull peas. Again, a lot of things that we're offering right now are easily put up and savable and kept for the winter months.
I know a lot of times people will say about different things and how healthy they are for you. Squash, there are so many different types of squash and flavors of
Yes.
squash. And I'm really intrigued with how you said about they'll keep. Again, you mentioned a cool, dry place. If someone doesn't, but they'd like to, let's say, cook the squash and then after they prepare it, freeze it. Is that a workable thing?
It's perfect to freeze. Squash typically has enough moisture that when you freeze it, you're not drying it out, you're not changing the texture. You scoop it into whichever size portions that you might want to be cooking. Quart-size bag, maybe a little bit larger if you're planning for Thanksgiving or something. And you can freeze that up, grab it out. It can be ready within about 15 to 20 minutes as an addition to your meals.
Your favorite squash, Shelley?
My favorite squash is the buttercup. That one is a little bit on the drier side. However, the texture and the sweetness for me is right on point. Other folks really, really like the butternut. That is a very traditional squash. So they may like it just because grandma always made it, kind of thing, tradition.
Well, now zucchini. Let's talk a little bit about zucchini. Zucchini still available at the market?
The zucchini is over at King Farms. Again, they're a little bit further north of us, so they're able to harvest some of those things a little bit longer than most of us here.
Because we're talking bread
Yes.
and zucchini cake.
Yes, absolutely. We have a vendor here today, Sugar Bear Bakery, and if you don't want to make it, they can make it for you.
Really?
Yeah.
And again, curiosity sometimes kills the cat, but I hope I stay healthy with the squash and some of the recipes. Do any of the vendors have any recipes available on how to prepare some of these things?
Many of the vendors here can either give you something in hard copy, share something digitally, and they're always willing to share things verbally with you. Everyone here makes things a little bit different, and talking to all of them about the same recipe and making your own is a perfect option for anybody wanting to experiment.
Now we're talking pumpkins to decorate. What about pumpkins to consume? Pumpkin pie, pumpkin cheesecake. Well, do we have pumpkins that we can make the pie with?
We do have some pumpkins. There are very limited amounts this season because they have been very popular. Thank you. They have been very popular and are going very quickly this season. I do anticipate about mid-October to have a little bit more of an influx of them because they are coming out of the fields a little bit slower than normal because of the weather.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the weather and its effect on our fall harvest. Are we going to miss out on a few things because of the weather or just delayed?
I don't think we're going to miss out on anything. I think our season has extended itself naturally, and I think everything will be timely, even though it's, like I said, with the pumpkin starting out a little bit slower. I think we will have the same yield as what we expect. Not what happened last year, because last year's yield for many things was way down, but we are on track to have the yields that we expect from our crops.
So other than now cucumbers are pretty well done. The pickles, everything.
King Farm still is harvesting some of those. I
Okay.
did see that they had quarts and even a few of the larger baskets available, some half pecks and maybe even a half bushel over there. So that is always encouraging to those folks that have not had the time to go ahead and put their pickles up, and grab them while they're here, because once it starts to get a little colder at night, those things won't be available at all.
Well, right now we're looking at hopefully some cooler nights, but it doesn't look like frost is in the forecast for several weeks.
Yes, we're looking more toward the end of October for a first frost. Typically, farmers are able to harvest tomatoes about 10 days past a frost. So, ideally, we would be able to be picking some of those into October or into November if that frost holds off that long. We'll see how the plants react to anything else that's going on, but it's encouraging to know that is a possibility.
Well, the last time I was at the market, which wasn't too long ago, there were some tomatoes there yet. Do we still have vendors with the tomatoes?
We do. Tim Family Farm has about 6 Roma half bushel available for canning, and maybe a few of a traditional tomato as well. Every produce farmer, every produce vendor has some on their tables. So if you needed a sandwich tomato or a salad tomato, you have plenty of options with all of the vendors to grab those up as well.
Now, you mentioned peppers before, and in particular, Raphael's. I know they always had a huge selection of different types of peppers, and people gravitated to that site quite a bit. They're there this year. How's their pepper crop?
Raphael's has a beautiful table. I am currently helping someone with a bridge card, but we'll walk over there in 2 seconds and check out what's going on. And of course, their table is always gorgeous because all of those colors from those peppers, they just can't be matched.
And you mentioned while you're working at it, the bridge cards, the payment opportunities, the little. Are there still coins at the market?
Yes.
Tokens?
Yes, we offer a match for the EBT card, the bridge card. Every single day that we're open, if you have a benefit of $50, we will match that $50. Of course, that's not the limit as to what you can get. You can get as much as your benefit allows, but we will match that first $50. And there are lots of folks taking advantage of those benefits and shopping with us. And we encourage everybody that hasn't to come on down, and we can explain how all of that works. And our vendors are fantastic with getting you to the right denominations, because our coins are a little bit confusing sometimes, but everybody's here and everybody will help.
You're multitasking.
I am.
For one very good reason, and that is that, like a lot of businesses, we're all strapped for workers.
Yes.
It's been an interesting year, hasn't it?
It has. We have had some difficult days, and like you said, I am multitasking myself, as well as a lot of our vendors. They're working a little bit harder than they normally would, even though. I don't know how you could work any harder, and trying to replace those folks that they can't fill the positions of. So it has been an interesting year with all of that situation going on. I have walked over here by Raphael's, and I'm going to spin you around and show you this gorgeous table. I mean, they have every color of pepper you can think of, every heat of pepper. They are the pepper people, and they know what they're doing and what they're talking about. This one right here, this Chilaka pepper, is my absolute favorite pepper from Raphael's. I am a grower, producer myself, and I've been unable to grow those and have them be as tasty as Raphael's. Must be something in their ground and in the love that they put into growing, because they are delicious from their table. But any kind of heat you're looking for, sweet, clear up to those, Carolina Reaper. If you want to try a challenge, go ahead and get one of those babies.
I'll need a gallon of milk for that.
You'll need a gallon of something. But they're here and they can help you with how all of those peppers, because some of the flavors are, even though they've got some spice, there's some sweet to it as well. And it really kind of evens out that spice and gives you a whole nother aspect of hot pepper. So they can tell you all about all of that good stuff. And it's got beautiful signs there that also tell you about how all of that works in each pepper.
Oh, that's great. Now, I know in the past there has been a lady, or I know the market has offered soup.
Yeah.
Is that still a feature at the market on certain days?
We do not have soup days. We respectfully allowed for the folks on the inside to do those types of things for us. So visit the SVRC Marketplace and you'll find all kinds of good things going on in there. There is a soup in there. It's called pho, and it is for with the Saigon folks. And I'll tell you, you'll be missing out if you don't try it. Few other vendors in there that can offer that type of thing for the chillier days. Today, I recommend going in and grabbing probably something from Falafel Hut or the El Farolito. There's always so many good options in there. Taste of Chicago. But it's such a nice day. You can go in, grab something to eat, and come out and eat under our pavilions. The picnic tables are right underneath our yellow awning right there. And always a great time to sit out and enjoy this beautiful weather. The skies are, I can't even, Terry, you started out with saying how beautiful the weather is, and I can't even remark enough on how happy I am to be out here today.
And again, we're talking the end of September. A lot of times Septembers are like what they were last week. I won't say this is that unusual, but it's very nice to have what's considered really a normal day, upper 60s and high 40s at night. So it has been perfect. And again, I'm so happy to hear that the vendors have done well, considering how dry it was earlier in the year. And I mean, we've had our wet bouts, we've had our hot bouts, but for the most part, our vendors have prevailed, and they've provided us with a lot of stuff, and we're still going to be providing produce and all sorts of fall things for the entire month of October.
Yes, we are open for the remainder of our season. We are open on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then Saturdays from 10 until 1. And our last open day is Saturday, October the 30th. So we've got an entire month left of open days, and lots of good things still coming. Like I said, the apples are plentiful, the squash, peppers survive a lot of different types of weather. So if anything gets bad or too cold, we're still going to be able to provide those peppers. Onions, they've already dried, so those onions are available to take home and store. And those are also a freezable item if it's something that you prefer to do. So throughout the month of October, we'll have all of those preservable things and storable things, but we'll also be offering some fresh items as well. Some red beets are coming in right now. Again, the okra is still on. Green beans are still coming through. So it's exciting to be able to offer all of those things. Again, Wednesday and Friday, 10 to 3, Saturdays from 10 to 1 through October the 30th.
And again, we do have, we have one baker there, one pie maker today.
We do. Sugar Bear Bakery. They own the pavilion that is closest to the SVRC marketplace, and they also take orders. So if there's something that you would really like to have, and you're just not interested in making it yourself, you can ask them. And if it's something that they do or want to give a try to, they absolutely will. They enjoy doing that type of thing. So you can stop at their table and give them a chat.
Now, I know that during harvest days, we had some vendors that didn't have produce, but they had other items for sale. Do we have those vendors still coming back in October?
Yes, we have a CBD offering from God's Green Earth. They are here only on Fridays, and you can chat with Amy and get those types of items. We also have Jake's Orchard. They are produce vendors, but they do offer some really tasty treats, some donuts, some crostadas, some really good caramel apples. We were talking yesterday about dieting, and that's not on the diet. We also have a few community tables that are popping up here and there. We've got a dietitian from St. Mary's that's here the last Saturday of every month, and she kind of does a food demonstration and shows you a recipe that is diabetic friendly, which is a fantastic way to start off your next month. Again, that's the last Saturday of every month, so she'll be with us again on October 30th. Community Mental Health is here with us on a weekly basis, a couple of times a week. And then we have the Food Navigator, who also shares lots of good recipes and gives you a little bit of a sample of what you can make with the produce that's available at the market currently.
Wow, sounds like it's going to be a busy month in October. And again, it's Wednesdays and Fridays and Saturdays till 10 to 3 during the week. But first and foremost, and we just put it up on the screen, if people want to keep up on a daily basis of what's going on at the market, they can go to the Facebook and take a look.
Yes, absolutely. There are daily posts on the Facebook page, and that is Downtown Saginaw Farmers Market. And if you have a question, go ahead and shoot it to us. Occasionally those questions aren't answered right away, and we apologize for that. Again, the multitasking thing has to come into play. But we will answer your questions and do the best that we can to give you the information that you're looking for.
And I just got a message. Okay, we want to come. What's the address? How do we get there?
All right. We are at 203 South Washington Avenue, and we are in downtown Saginaw. The best way to get to our pavilions is to come around the backside onto Water Street. We are between Genesee and, oh my goodness, I don't remember the other street where the AT&T building is. And our parking lot is right here as well on Water Street. So you are we're more accessible from Water Street, although our address is Washington Avenue.
Federal. I think it's Federal.
Federal runs through the middle here.
Okay.
And they run through the middle. It's actually not a throughway because of our foot traffic. So you'll go down to the next light, which is, like I said, the AT&T building. And I apologize for not knowing the name of this street.
All you have to do is look in the sky and you can find the AT&T building. So
yes.
The market is real close to that, just north of the AT&T building.
Yep. Just come right around there. And again, we're most accessible from Water Street.
And the parking is free.
Parking is free. We have a parking lot across the street. We also have parking near us. If the vendors are not filling the spaces at the end of our pavilions near Water Street, you're welcome to park there. Today they are open, so you're able to park there. And then we have some street parking as well. If you have to park further away, we have some carts available to help you get your things to your vehicle.
It's all about the downtown Saginaw Farmers Market, the outdoor market. And of course, there's lots to see at the SVRC Marketplace indoors.
Yes.
And Shelley, you mentioned before again about that kitchen in the SVRC Marketplace. That's something that down the road, some of our vendors probably will want to supply chefs with stuff to cook, prepare,
Yes.
show people what to do. But again, that nutritionist, the last Saturday, so it'll be the 30th of October, right?
Yes, she will be here with us on the 30th. This past weekend, she did a fantastic dip for apples, and it was diabetic friendly with a yogurt, a peanut butter, cinnamon, and honey. And believe it or not, it was fantastic. So simple, but it was decadent. So yes, she's a great lady to give you those simple yet delicious diabetic friendly recipes.
I want that recipe. How do I get it?
I will post that on the Facebook page. Go ahead and grab it up from there.
Excellent. We just got to post, Sandra, thank you very much, Jane's Street.
Jane, thank you. Yes, that is Jane Street. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Always interactive all the time. Shelley, thank you very much. It's been a delight. Again, there's a lot of things coming up, and I know the farmers market folks are going to be involved with, once we get a little bit closer to the holidays, there's an event that'll be coming up in November, right?
Yes. We participate in Holidays in the Heart of the City. We erect a tent, a heated tent, because usually that time of year it's a little chilly, in front of the Anderson Enrichment Center. And several of our regular vendors are under that tent to offer all kinds of good things, like Raphael's Produce. They do wreaths and gray blankets and that type of thing. So they will be with us. We've got all kinds of folks that do holiday goodies, holiday decorations, and it's just a great place to come in and warm up when you're out there on the street. The cookie display, the cookie house display, will be inside the Enrichment Center this season, unlike last year. And so you can step in there as well and have a peek at those beautiful cookie houses that folks throughout the community are creating.
And again, more of that will be coming up on the Facebook, on the Farmers Market Facebook.
Yes.
So people have an opportunity to see the dates and the times and all that. So Shelley, thank you very much. I'm going to let you get back to your other job now.
Okay. I appreciate it, Terry, and thanks for talking with us today.
You bet. And thank you very much for being a part of our broadcast today. Shelley Harrell, the Downtown Saginaw Farmers Market. Stop by and see them. We got a month left through October the 30th. Each and every one of you viewing us, have a great day.